Welcome to another episode of Full Metal 5. I am your host, as usual, Chance Ellison. And today, we picked this up before it's happened, but in honor of, I'm calling it now, the Meg trailer, which dropped yesterday, and I thought was really cool, despite the fact that the movie probably not going to be very good. Our Full Metal 5 topic today is the top 5 trailers that were better than the movie. It's any trailer that came out that was really good, that has a good margin of quality between that and the movie. And with me, I have a great panel. First of all, I have the person actually suggested the topic to me. It was the very first submitted topic. That's Ryan Permison. Ryan, what's up?
Not much, Chance. Thank you very much for having me here. Cannot wait to talk about some of these trailers for some of these films. It is going to be a barn burner. Let's have some fun.
Right on. And I also have a person who kind of solidified this topic. He was going to be on another show that I may or may not be doing later this week. Wink, wink. But he does a little something about editing, if I do this on myself, and he'll tell you the same. That is Jeff Big Papa Varju. What's up, man?
Man, I'm excited to be here tonight. This is going to be a lot of fun. I know a thing or two about editing, done it once or twice. So trying to pick some good trailers for some bad movies. This is going to be quite the discussion we're going to have here. Let's have some fun. I already have a beer with me, so let's have some fun.
We always recommend drinking and Full Metal 5ing at the same time. Just ask Zach Ford. Also, he was on our first trailer show, so we had to have at least one carryover, and that is Henry Sanchez. Henry, what's up?
What's up, man? This is going to be interesting because there's just so many bad movies out there with decent trailers, so I'm curious to see how many passovers we have or how many, I guess I'll let it slide and we'll pick that. So this should be an interesting conversation.
At the very least, I don't know if it's going to be a good topic or a bad topic, but it's going to be entertaining for you viewers, so stay tuned. And finally, rounding out the panel, a very good friend of mine and a rising star in Full Metal Trivia. He is primetime Paul Oyama. Paul, what's up?
How's it going? I know it might be a kind of a surprising pick to be on here, seeing as how I generally avoid trailers to movies that are coming out now. But I like looking back and seeing the differences between the movie and its trailer. And hopefully on this list, it won't just be good trailers for bad movies. It might be great trailers for decent movies. So we'll see.
Well, we have a lot of room to grow because, with trailers are great. They sell you the movie within 2.5, 3 minutes. You can see a really bad movie based on a good trailer, and I guarantee you, all of us have fallen for it at least once. And if you say you haven't, you're a liar, Paul Oyama. So So the way this works is we curate a top 5 list in 3 selection processes. First one is the nominations period. What we're each going to go around and nominate a trailer, and then until we have a top 7. In order for a trailer to make top 7, it will have to get 3/5 majority votes. So I will start off with a trailer that I wasn't really around. Well, I was around, but I couldn't really appreciate it back then. It's a little movie that came out in 1999. This movie was the definition of hype and major hype. And the trailer, you want to go back and watch the trailer. The trailer is fantastic, but does not accurately represent the quality of the movie, and that is Star Wars Episode 1, The Phantom Menace. You go back and you watch that trailer, man, that kicks ass and gets you so just incredibly hyped for that movie. Then you watch it, then you get your Jar Jar Binksing and pod racing and your young Anakining, and God, okay, look, the movie's god awful, but whoever cut that trailer, that guy, if he did not get a raise, he should have, because he managed to sell all of us on that terrible movie. So Star Wars: The Phantom Menace is the first trailer up for voting, and I'm gonna go to Jeff first. Jeff, Phantom Menace, does it make top 7?
Phantom Menace, yeah. Great trailer it was when it first dropped. It really did solidify the hype going into this movie, especially because Return of the Jedi came out how many years prior to that. So going into this, seeing the beginning of the entire story was a big deal for people. And yeah, being a little 8-year-old kid, this was a big thing for me as well. So yeah, this definitely makes my top 7. As far as the movie, yeah, it has its problems, and they did manage to pull the best parts of the movie and made you sit in that theater for a reason. And the trailer proved it. So yes, definitely makes my top 7.
I'm curious to know how people would have gone in that movie with the promise of space taxes, because that's what we got a lot of in that film. And I'm gonna go to I believe our other '90s kid, Ryan Permison. Ryan, The Phantom Menace, does it make the top 7?
You know, surprisingly, this film was not on my list. But you know what? Now that I think about it, I do remember watching the trailer. I believe when it first was being promoted, and then much later after it came out. And I was like, yeah, this trailer is really, 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 really good because you have, I believe it was the narration of Obi-Wan Kenobi with Alec Guinness, and then you transition into what's about to come, or a preview of what's to come. And yeah, as much as I love Liam Neeson, Qui-Gon Jinn, he couldn't save this movie. He tried his best, but he just couldn't do it. He couldn't save it. So yeah, I would throw it in there. So yeah, sure. Star Wars Episode 1: The Phantom Menace. Why not?
All right, so Phantom Menace. Star Wars Episode 1: The Phantom Menace is the first trailer to make our top 7. I'm going to go to Mr. Anti-90s. Let's go to Henry Sanchez. Henry, what would you have said about the Phantom Menace trailer?
Anti-90s trailers. Let's I love the 90s, just not trailers.
Semantic.
So what you got against the 90s, boy?
Nothing, just the trailers. Anyway, I might have actually said no because I think this more have been anticipation for the movie based on the franchise, more so than the trailer itself. So I might have said no because there's other trailers that are more cool. I mean, you got a little bit of Darth Maul in there, you got a little bit of action, but you know, I don't think you had enough of the movie because 90% of it is taxing and, you know, just 1% pod race and stuff and the end battle. So I think I might have said no.
All right, and Paul, what would you have said?
Well, I think one thing that's going to be a theme here that I kind of mentioned earlier when we were talking before we went live is that something you notice in good trailers to bad movies is lack of dialogue from bad characters. And Jar Jar Binks does not speak a word in this trailer. You don't get any Yusa, Misa, Husa, any of that stuff. All you see is pure action and a lot of the stuff that Star Wars is loved for. This trailer was a phenomenon. People went to go see Meet Joe Black just to watch the trailer for A Phantom Menace. And it was a huge phenomenon. And I think, yeah, the trailer itself is not great, but I think I would have squeaked it onto the list barely just because I think it's also just iconic in the sense of it's one of those first ones that you think of when you think of something that the trailer set expectations here and then the movie was not there. I'll leave it at that. So I probably would have said yes.
All right, Paul. Well, we start going to you next. You get the next nomination. What do you want to throw up for top 7?
Well, when this topic was announced, one movie immediately rushed to mind that had not been in my mind for many years because, well, it doesn't deserve to occupy space in anyone's mind, and that's Michael Bay's Pearl Harbor. This movie is absolutely atrocious, but it is a great epic trailer. It has the big, large scale. It has the very elegant score. It has all of the characters doing, you know, having like some of their nice visual cue moments. And the idea of this movie, you know, you thought maybe that Michael Bay can make some more good movies. And then you saw this trailer and you're like, yeah, maybe he will. And then you see the movie and yeah, this trailer is great. This movie is atrocious. It is. Yeah, it's bad.
All right. So Pearl Harbor is on the table. I'm going to go to Henry first. Your vote didn't count last time. Henry.
So what Michael Bay is good at, he's good at visuals and sound, and that's what you can get in a trailer, and that's what you got in the Pearl Harbor trailer. What he's not good at is dialogue and characters, and you don't have to care about those as much in the trailer. So I'm gonna say yes because you got all the action that you got in the Pearl Harbor, and it didn't glorify it like it does in the movie because, you know, it is a true story, and, you know, he likes to make terrible situations look cool. So in the trailer, it looked just like, you know, an epic movie, and in the movie, not so much. So I'll say yeah.
All right, so that's one. I'm going to go to me next, and oh boy, yeah, Pearl Harbor. It did what I think Studio wanted to sell it on. It sold it on, you know, scale, and it did sell it on that bombing sequence, which I don't know if I'm about to say it was cool or not. It's a very well done sequence. Is what I'm trying to say. What the trailer does not sell you on, what does not pitch you, is Texas Ben Affleck, or Southern. I don't know if it's Texas, but like anyway, Ben Affleck, all the Southern accents. The stupid, yeah, I see Henry with that triangle in the corner. The stupid love triangle between what's her face and guy from Penny Dreadful, and yeah, like it doesn't tell you any of that shit, and it pretty much like in a war where this tried to be like the anti-Titanic, it ended up like selling you that, and then you got to the movie and you found out, oh no, this is Titanic, well, Pearl Harbor instead. So yeah, I say this definitely makes top 7, and that solidified its spot. Pearl Harbor is the second trailer, I should say, to make top 7. Jeff, what would you have said about Pearl Harbor?
Pearl Harbor, man. Yeah, the trailer itself's awesome. I mean, just having the speech from FDR just playing overlaid with it, and then just seeing the shots of the planes going through Hawaii, it is so effective, and it is so it hits you like right in the heart because you know what's going to happen, and I say, and the visuals, yeah, they sell you on it. But I'm gonna play a little devil's advocate here, so brace yourselves, gentlemen. I don't hate this movie. I'll say once it hits the actual battle sequence, it gets significantly better. Yeah, the whole love triangle thing is bullshit, Paul. I see you like putting your hands in your face right now. Yeah, the movie is pretty bad, but I consider it a guilty pleasure in some ways. But yeah, the trailer itself, though, speaking on behalf of the trailer works incredibly well. It gets you excited for what should have happened, despite it being a tragedy. But yeah, this was an easy top 7 for me.
All right. Well, in response to that, I got to say, Jeff, Pearl Harbor sucked. I miss you.
We're going to play chicken chance.
And Ryan, what would you say about the Pearl Harbor trailer?
Truthfully, I've only seen the trailer and not the movie, so I would have had to abstain or at least be honest with the audience and say I've only seen the trailer, folks. I have not seen the movie, so maybe I'm saving myself 3 hours of pain.
You're all you need to see the trailer. So.
I don't know. I saw the trailer; it looked fine, but I haven't seen the movie, so it's kind of I don't know. I would have had to abstain, I guess. I don't know.
The movie is god awful. And it also strikes me on a personal level, being a resident of the state of Hawaii, that movie is my least favorite Michael Bay movie, even though there are less technically impressive ones.
Oh.
That is true, and I can completely see your point, you being Hawaiian and all. But either way, Pearl Harbor makes top 7, and despite the fact that I'm pretty sure I know what he's going to say, I'm going to go to Ryan next. Ryan, your first bid for top 7.
Alrighty, first one I'd like to throw in here is a film that is part of a long-standing franchise, and everyone, or I mean, at least some people who are maybe looking on the outside may think this franchise is untouchable, it's impenetrable, and nothing can touch it. There are no such thing as a bad movie, but I'm going to throw Thor: The Dark World into the mix because the MCU, I'll be honest with you, it's not perfect. And as much as we want it to be, and as much as some of these films, maybe some of the MCU films are better than others, yes, that is a fair point to make, but in this case, Thor: The Dark World looked pretty darn good, adding more screen time between Thor, Loki, and the potentially new villain with Malekith, played by Christopher Eccleston. We get some more mythology with Asgard and the other 9 realms, and it just didn't quite work, and especially when you bring Jane Foster back, and then she's caught in the middle of Asgard and all this crazy stuff when Sif kind of has a crush on Thor, or maybe she's potentially crushing on Thor, I'm not sure, but I will say the love interest between Sif and Thor is a much better match than Thor and Jane Foster. And I believe is it Stellan Skarsgård? Is that the actor's name?
Yes.
Selvig. He was god awful in Thor: The Dark World. He was garbage. He was wasted as being crazy folk who got too attached to the scepter of Loki and just running around London, England, or wherever he was naked. It's just,
like him shrieking at Stonehenge?
Yeah, streaking at Stonehenge. Thank you. It was completely dumb, waste of space, waste of everybody's time. Alan Taylor, despite his credibility with Game of Thrones, couldn't save this movie. No one could save this movie. So I'm going to throw Thor: The Dark World into the mix.
I'll let the record show Alan Taylor did not lose credibility with this movie. That wouldn't happen until 2 years later when he made Terminator Genesis. So
you mean Jenny
Thor: The Dark World. Thor: The Dark World. That trailer, surprisingly, is on the table right now. So I'm going to go to Jeff first. Jeff, Thor: The Dark World. Does it make top 7?
Not top 7. I honestly don't remember this trailer very much. I was like, because the movie is incredibly forgettable to me, and the trailer, I think I remember watching it once because I'm not a big fan of the Thor franchise. Like the first one really didn't do anything for me. The second one really didn't do anything for me, although it did have probably one of the better Stan Lee cameos in recent memory. But yeah, it's overall though, I'm gonna say no. I'll say because I really don't remember it very well.
All right, and Paul, I'm going to you next.
Yeah, the movie is kind of bad, but I think the trailer is maybe worse. This trailer is so uninteresting to me. Like the musical cues don't work at all, and I think that I could see from a mile away why this was going to be bad. The idea of Malekith as a villain is just so uninteresting, and his quest to take over the world. And yeah, I mean, there are elements that are not in the trailer that are in the movie that are also awful. Kat Dennings, but I think generally this trailer is really unimpressive. And is really unimpressive. So I would certainly not say this is that much better than the movie. No.
Paul's ongoing feud with Kat Dennings continues for reasons I can't freaking explain. So going to me next. I think I gotta agree with both the previous statements. I think I'm the biggest fan of Thor: The Dark World on this entire panel. And I'm not a huge fan of it. I like the movie. I think it's fun. I can turn it on Tuesday on TNT and have a good time. But yeah, the trailer I thought was. I remember being like okay. Didn't really have. There's nothing in the trailer that like dropped my jaw and go like, oh shit. Like it was a fine trailer that represented a fine movie. I thought the trailer was a perfectly accurate representation of what you were going to get. So yeah, I say no. Thor: The Dark World does not make top 7. Henry, what would you have said?
I like Thor: The Dark World. It's not my favorite. It's definitely in the middle. I don't really find many issues with the movie. I think it's just, a nice continuation of the story, and the trailers, like, it just pretty much prepared me for that. So I would have said no as well. It's probably an even 5 out of 10 for both, movie. I mean, obviously I like the movie better, but if I had to like rate it based on like averageness, I'd say it's like like right in the middle for both of them. So I would have said no.
Yeah, I like Thor: The Dark World too, but it's no Winter Soldier. Winter Soldier's way better. I just want to say that because Henry on here and he hates that movie. But speaking of which, Henry, we're going to you next, buddy.
All right, so Winter Soldier. No, I'm just kidding, because I knew I wouldn't have won that battle, but I definitely thought about it. So I'm going to go with the movie that I personally love. I know a lot of people love, but this trailer was a misdirection based on what it was selling. And because of that, there are a lot of people out there that don't actually love the movie. But it's one of those where it's either you love it or you hate it. There's like I don't hear many people like, that was a pretty good movie. It's either, wow, that's a great movie, or man, that is not what I expected and I didn't even finish it. And I'm talking about Drive from Nicholas Winding Refn. People were expecting like a sequel to Fast Five in a sense, like heist, nonstop action, all nonstop driving. You got Ryan Gosling, you got Oscar Isaac, which at the time he wasn't as popular, but looking back on it, if you look at the trailer now, you're like, man, that's so cool. And seeing that, you got the relationship, the darkness, the scorpion jacket, just the mystery of it, and it's the color palette, the music, all of it is just like, man, this is going to be this, and then end up just being an art film, which I love, a lot of people love, but the people that don't want that or weren't expecting that hate it. So I'm gonna go Drive based on solely misdirection.
Okay, so all right, this falls into, I'll go first. This falls into a weird spot for me because yes, the Drive trailer is absolutely misleading because like it promises like a cool like art house action movie, but there's only like 2 action sequences in the entire movie. But I do think Drive is a great movie. Look, that trailer is great, and Drive is also great, but it's not great in that way. So because of that, and based on the criteria, what we have in front of us right now, I am going to say no, it does not make top 7 because like Drive is a good trailer, it's a good movie. It's not good in what people were expecting from the trailer. So I'm gonna go to Paul next. Paul, Drive, does that make top 7?
I think a lot of people misunderstanding what this movie was meant to be was sort of their own fault. If you've ever seen Bronson or Valhalla Rising, those movies are weird as hell. And this is no different. I actually really like Nicholas Winding Refn generally, and Drive is no exception. But like, I just think the trailer is pretty good, and I know it's like a little misleading, I guess, but also like it's tough to take any trailer at face value. I just think, especially artistically, the trailer is good and the movie is good. So this is just it doesn't really fit what we're looking for, I think, here. So I would say no.
All right, and I'm gonna go to I was gonna say Ryan. The Drive trailer does it make top 7?
I got to be honest, I don't really remember a whole lot about this trailer. This trailer came in one ear, went out the other. It was like out of sight, out of mind. I thought the trailer was and the movie, haven't seen it, so I can't comment nor speculate on Ryan Gosling's Drive. So I would have said no / abstain.
Well, either way, that doesn't make the list either way. So Drive does not make top 7. And Jeff, what would you say about Drive?
Yeah, Drive's a good movie. Yeah, this is a prime example of rope-a-doping the audience. You know, they sell you with it being an action flick and trick you into a straight up art house flick, which works really well. I mean, the movie is great and it does the job really well. But when an editor misdirects an audience, that's just the studio saying they're looking at dollar signs, not necessarily at people coming to see a good and original picture. That's kind of disrespectful, I think, to the audience coming from an editor standpoint. So no, this wouldn't have made my list for me.
All right. Well, Jeff, you are the last one to go in this this round, so you're up.
All right. So when looking at a trailer, I need to look at something that's gonna just straight up attack the senses and get me hyped for it no matter what. And the best way to do it usually is through a teaser. And there was one teaser that came out actually fairly recently that really grabbed my attention and made me want to go see this as soon as possible. And that was American Sniper, the very first teaser trailer that was released for that. The movie itself is fine. It's not bad necessarily. It's not very good either, but it was just fine, I thought. But that first trailer, when you see him on the rooftop looking through the scope, and then you see the kid walking, and they're like, "Oh, like I think he's carrying a bomb. I think he's carrying a bomb." You know, "Oh, you don't got a shot. You don't got a shot." You know, and then you just hear the heartbeat getting faster and faster and faster and louder. It just builds up anticipation, and it's showing you clips throughout the movie, you know, hinting that this is going to be a very psychological movie, and this is going to be an attack on the entire senses. Really got you thinking like this is going to be a war movie for the ages right now. But what we got in the end was something middle of the road and just kind of glossed over some things that really could have been elaborated on really well. But that trailer, I don't remember the last time I loved the trailer that much. So American Sniper is a big one for me.
All right. Wow. I didn't expect to see that one come up on this one. So American Sniper is on the table. I'm going to go to Ryan first. Ryan, American Sniper. Does it make top 7?
Man, you know, I remember seeing this trailer and how tense and how it was almost like we were trying to hold our breath because we just knew something was happening. The tension was building faster and faster and faster. And for me, anyway, I thought the trailer was pretty darn good at what it was going for. And then the movie, on the other hand, I actually really like the movie. I don't necessarily love it, but I do really, really like it. I think I gave it, I think it was an 8 out of 10 at the time when it came out a few years back. And I also think there are other trailers, that should be on this list. So for American Sniper, I would have to say, respectfully, I would have to say no.
All right, I'm going to go to Henry next. Henry, American Sniper, does it make top 7?
So this one I considered. It's I have a weird feeling with this movie because when I came out of the movie, the first time I saw it in theaters, I was like, wow, this is one of my favorite movies of all time. I love this. Then some time has passed, the hype's gone down. I watched it again, and I was like, I don't remember that. Like, it definitely was not the same feeling, and it wasn't the same. So it was definitely a letdown. So it's probably one of those that I need to watch again to decide how much where I feel today, because the trailer is great. And it is, like you definitely had a promise of like, man, the next best thing after Saving Private Ryan or something along those lines. And you definitely didn't get that. Whether the movie's good or not, it's definitely not a Saving Private Ryan level of movie. I'm going to say no for now, but I definitely wouldn't be surprised if I change my mind in the future on a third rewatch, because I definitely am curious to see what I think about it on a third watch.
All right, Paul, I'm going to you next. I see you like reacting to stretches.
Yeah,
I'm going to you next.
So shout out to Jeff. This was actually going to be my next nomination, although I think I would have nominated the first full trailer and not the teaser, the one where he's looking at the guy on the roof and then he sees the woman with the grenade. But I absolutely think this is a great trailer for kind of a bad movie. This is Clint Eastwood at like peak American flag waving, not questioning anything. Like the morality is really muddy in this movie. Obviously, like the fake baby is really atrocious, and Bradley Cooper is like pretty good, but I don't really like Sienna Miller in this, and I think the rest of the cast is pretty bad. And yeah, this movie is pretty bad, and the trailer is riveting and thrilling, and just two minutes of just pure adrenaline. Do you feel like you can't breathe because there's no sound when he's looking at this family, and it's just this is a great trailer for not a good movie.
Okay. Well, all right. Well, Let me say first and foremost, I like American Sniper.
It's not
I
a
think
bad
it's
movie.
no, I think it's a pretty good movie. I especially
I honestly don't know.
It's quite possibly my favorite Bradley Cooper performance. Like it's up there for me. I do love Bradley Cooper in that film. The trailer the trailer is fantastic. Like I remember watching that for the very first time, and that caught on like wildfire because like everybody, like I saw that when I was in like high school. Everybody I knew was talking about it, which was so weird to me because like it was a war drama directed by Clint Eastwood. Like I didn't think that it would catch on that well. I do agree that yes, that trailer is better than the movie, but I think there are better trailers for worse quality movies. So I'm going to say no much to Paul's dismay. It's okay. You can shoot down my next pick. So American Sniper does not make top 7. So we are going to me next, and I have a lot I could go with. Okay, so I'm gonna go with a great trailer for what I thought was a really, really like utmost disappointment, and that I'm going with the Comic-Con trailer to Batman vs Superman. And if you remember, after the teaser trailer, they had that really like phenomenal one at Comic-Con, to where it showed more than fighting, it showed more Ben Affleck Batman.
It's like a 2.5 minute one, right?
Yeah, it was a 2.5 minute one. If you look up, you can find it. But yeah, I think that was the best piece of marketing in that entire like going campaign. And like I like unabashedly like loved that trailer. And like it got me probably like, oh yeah, Batman and Superman gonna come together. They're gonna fight. It's gonna be everything I've wanted since I was like 6 years old. And then I go into the movie, I'm like, oh, we get Martha and Lex Luthor peeing in jars and Abomination, Ninja Turtle, Doomsday creature. This movie sucks. And that trailer's amazing. And yeah, like that trailer, like trailer to movie, that was such a huge letdown for me and so many others. That movie sucks. That trailer's awesome and should be on top 7. So I'm gonna go to Jeff first this time. Jeff, Batman v Superman, the Comic-Con trailer doesn't make top 7.
Man, that trailer was so good. I mean, I don't know about this one. Just for me, I'm gonna go with a no, simply due to the fact that you booing me already. I like the trailers, like everything leading up to this. Yeah, I was excited for this movie. Like everybody else, Batman and Superman on the screen for the first time. This was a big deal for people, and yeah, the trailers had me excited. But the more we saw of it, the less I got excited for it. But that first trailer, even then, I was just kind of like, I have some reservations about this. This doesn't look like what I was hoping for, which I think it was more now a hype versus what was given. And to this day, I still say it's one of the most overhyped movies since Phantom Menace. Expectations would never have been met. Yeah, expectations would never have been met for this movie, regardless of what the final outcome was. But for me, not top 7 worthy.
I said the same thing. I said the same thing about the event. Well, I thought at least. I'm gonna go to Henry next. Henry, eating his chicken.
So I like Batman vs Superman. I'm well aware of a lot of its flaws. I have to watch the extended edition, which upsets me because it's 3 hours and it doesn't need to be 3 hours because it's not a 3-hour story. But getting through the 3-hour movie, overall, it is worth it. And the pacing is decent, which is surprising for a 3-hour movie. But to be honest, none of the trailers really sold me. If it wasn't for the sake of Batman vs Superman, I wouldn't have seen it on opening night based on the trailer. So I'm going to say no, because I don't honestly think the trailers were good. And yes, the first one was the best one of them all, but it was still just an average trailer. And similar to what I said about the Phantom Menace, it was more sake on the name and the expectations of the concept and the possibilities than the actual trailer itself. So I'm going to say no, simply because I wasn't sold on the trailer, and I do like the movie. So overall, I feel like they balance out.
All right, I'm going to go to Paul next. Paul, Superman. Does it make sense?
I think this is a really, really good trailer. I remember seeing this. I generally stay away from trailers, but like 5 people were spamming me links. So I decided to watch it, and the trailer is excellent. I think the Jeremy Irons lines really hit. You get a lot of the really cool visual cues, and but I don't hate this movie. I think the movie's fine. It's not great. It's not terrible. And I think the trailer is like really good, but not like at the tier where I think it's good enough to make what I think is a decent movie have that kind of disparity between the trailers. So I would say no, personally.
All right. Well, Batman v Superman gets shut down. And Ryan, what would you have said?
Real quick, for clarification purposes, are you talking about the very first trailer where he says, "Tell me, do you bleed? You will" trailer,
Yes.
or
No, it's the one after that one, the one that dropped during Comic-Con that year.
Was it the 3.5-minute one where you got like Wonder Woman?
No, it's like 2.5. The one it was in between. There was no Doomsday. I think Wonder Woman was in it like once.
Okay,
I think it ends with the Jeremy Irons line about what turns good men cruel.
Okay, all right. I'm thinking of a different trailer then. Okay, well, in this case, I definitely would have said no because the marketing for this was great up until that very last trailer where it gives away all of the freaking movie, which bad move, WB, bad move. But despite my anger towards that particular trailer, I still would have said no because the marketing, 90% of it was killer, spot on, and the movie itself. Look, the theatrical cut, I still liked it, but I didn't love it. And then when I watched the extended cut, I really, really liked the movie even more, despite the fact that I think Jesse Eisenberg as Lex Luthor is one of the worst casting decisions and some of the worst acting. Thank you. Lex Jr., thank you. It's some of the worst casting and worst acting in Hollywood cinematic history. So, but I'm serious.
Worse than John Wayne as Genghis Khan, huh?
Maybe, I don't know. Maybe, I don't know. I haven't seen that movie. So
John Malkovich and Rounders, that accent, bro.
He beat me straight up. I can't comment on that. But I will say I would have defended the marketing as well as, for the most part, I would have defended the movie. So it definitely would have been a no for me because I am a BBS fan despite its flaws, and I will always be a BBS fan. So,
but you haven't
well, that movie fucking sucks, and we're moving on back to Paul. Paul.
So about the Avengers, I'm kidding.
Winter Soldier.
So I think for my pick, this is kind of an easy shot. You know, it's kind of a low blow, and the trailer didn't exactly have a high bar to clear.
Cool.
But at the time, I think excitement was pretty high for this movie, despite the relative lack of success recently for the director, and that's 2010's. Yes, it does exist. The Last Airbender. This was a great visual trailer. Again, the kids who are awful actors don't really speak. I think Sokka has like one line in the trailer. But a lot of it, you see the cool bending effects. You see some of the war stuff. And you don't see all of the horrible, horrible acting and the terrible dialogue and the bad pacing. And all that stuff does not occur in this trailer. It's a really good trailer. It's pretty short and it gets right to the point. And I think this is a great trailer for a movie that is awful. Awful.
Okay. Ryan. Okay, Last Airbender on the table. We'll go to Ryan first. Ryan.
This is one of those trailers where I think I saw it once and then I just forgot about it like 2 days later, and I never saw the movie. Despite all the negativity and hate that it gets, and plus I didn't grow up on this property like a lot of people did. So, and going back to what I was saying earlier, I think there's just a few other trailers that should be on this list. So for me, I'm going to say no for Last Airbender.
Okay.
If you saw it, you might agree with me.
Well, I did say it, so I need to get myself out of the way right now because it's like thinking about that movie makes me physically ill. And yeah, that trailer sold you on like the visual aesthetic and like the air bending and just like the look of the whole movie. But what it didn't sell you was like the awful dialogue, the super, super annoying mispronunciation of the names, the awful direction, the general ineptitude of the entire movie. So yes, I give this a yes, and I gotta go puke real quick. So I'm gonna go to Jeff next. Jeff.
Yeah, much like Ryan, I wasn't really attached to this property really. I was like, but I do remember the trailer. I remember seeing it in theaters one time, and it did have me interested. It was done really well, and I think the trailer still holds up decent as far as like getting even people who weren't fans of the property interested in it. So I'd give this a yes. I'll say simply on the fact that somebody who didn't have any association with it, getting them kind of excited for it.
Okay, so for the very first time, Shyamalan's going to be on a top something list because Last Airbender makes top 7. Well, okay, for the first time for this movie, because he had done good stuff in the past, and looks like he's gonna do good stuff in the future. Please don't suck, Glass. Please don't suck. Henry, what would you have said?
So this movie is based on a Nickelodeon cartoon, and if you didn't watch the cartoon, you weren't a fan of it. But the trailer was so good that it had people who didn't watch a cartoon on Nickelodeon actually intrigued of this movie. And it is a big old pile of poop. So yeah, I would have said yes as well, because the fact that you can get, that the water moving around and the air bending and all that stuff, it did a pretty good job of selling what it didn't give you.
The show is fucking great, by the way.
The show is amazing.
Great.
It's a cartoon. I'm just kidding.
Let me go back to Ryan next. Ryan, your next bid.
Alrighty. First one didn't work out so well, so let's try again. I'm going to go with a very specific trailer. This would be the teaser trailer for this particular movie. It was so good because I wanted to know what happened after the events of the first film. I mean, everyone was jacked. Everyone was excited to see the next adventure with these characters in this particular movie. And for me, it just fell flat on its face. It really didn't do much of anything positive. There was one casting decision that was really out of left field. And the accent that this actor did was pathetic and stupid, and he should be thrown out of Hollywood for a while. So I'm looking at you, this actor. You know who you are. So I'm going to go with Avengers: Age of Ultron. This is one of the most hyped, most ridiculously good-looking movies based on the trailers alone, especially the first one with Ultron narrating it by James Spader, who I love to pieces on the blacklist. But Avengers: Age of Ultron, you have failed this franchise, and you have failed this city. So Avengers: Age of Ultron, I'm putting it on the table. Let's hear your thoughts.
Which accent are you talking about?
Samuel Jackson, probably.
Dude, Quicksilver, he was terrible. You didn't see that coming? I am so happy he died
see that coming?
at the end of that movie.
Okay, wait.
So happy he died.
Quick question before we keep going. Do you give Quicksilver a pass, but not? You could give Scarlet Witch a pass, but not Quicksilver. What do you stand on Scarlet Witch?
No, Scarlet Witch to me wasn't annoying at all. It's her brother Quicksilver that was a piece of garbage. But I was okay with Scarlet Witch for the most part. She had some problems, yes, but not as many problems as the execution with the villain story in Ultron, and also with Aaron Taylor Johnson playing Quicksilver, and then the lovey-dovey stuff between Black Widow and the Hulk and Black Widow potentially making Hulk babies. That should never happen, period. The Hulk belongs to one woman and one woman only, and that's Betty Ross, played by the beautiful Liv Tyler in The Incredible Hulk. So a lot of problems with Avengers: Age of Ultron. I think the trailers are great, but the movie is a piece of garbage, one of the MCU worst movies in the history of their franchise. So let's hear your thoughts, boys.
For the record, that movie still leaps and bounds above Batman v Superman. And I will go on record saying that. So, I'm going to me first. Actually, you know what? Henry's vote didn't count last time. I'm going to him first.
Age of Ultron is awesome. F you, man. No. So angry.
All right, so I take that as a no.
So good.
I'm going to go to Jeff next. Jeff, Age of Ultron, does it make top 7?
Yeah, that trailer is really, really good. Yeah, and then it had like everything you really wanted in a trailer, having the ominous narration and then having the song you knew from your childhood but sung in a really ominous and depressing way.
Never heard it.
But this just missed my top 7 for me. I'll say the movie itself is not great, but it's good. I would say the first one's good, but this one didn't really do a whole lot for me. It's very forgettable, I think.
Oh my.
But it's still good though, Henry. I still like it. But I go with a no.
All right.
You guys are all killing
I'm gonna go to Paul. He's still gonna no. I'm gonna go to Paul next. Paul, Avengers: Age of Ultron. The trailer, does it make top 7?
For one thing, you said it's better than Batman v Superman. It is also better than the Avengers one. Don't at me, but anyway,
I agree. I just didn't want to say it because I was eating.
Anyway,
Dude, eat your fucking
aside from not wanting this whole fucking list to be comic book franchise, all the same type of movies, this trailer I don't think is that great. I think the Spader voiceover is pretty cool, but I think all the weaker elements of the movie, like the movie I like, but the weaker elements are visible in the trailer. Like the idea of fighting like 5 million faceless robots again. That's also in the trailer, I think. And then, yeah, I just think the movie is pretty good, and I'm not trying to see half of the MCU on this list.
All right. First of all, for the record, we have, as of right now, 0 comic movies on the list. And second of all, Avengers Age of Ultron does not make top 7. So as for me, I really do like Age of Ultron a lot. Not as much as I do the first one. I love the first Avengers, but I do like
Ryan, you haven't even seen Drive, so.
However,
different genre in movie. Come on. Different genres, people.
I actually
Exactly. Watch different genres, Ryan.
I'm doing my best, Henry.
All right, fine. I guess we're yelling at Ryan now about his taste in movies. Ryan,
When aren't we?
pick it up.
I'm sorry.
All right,
I'm trying with my next trailer, but geez, how can you defend that age of garbage? Jeez.
How can you defend Batman Superman? How can you defend Less with a Peeing in a Jar and Martha? You tell me about that.
Yeah, I pee in jars a lot, so I'm okay with that. Just the Martha part is definitely.
Either way,
Whatever, Russ. Whatever. Agree to disagree. Move on with your life, James.
Martha is far from the biggest problem with that movie.
It's Lex Luthor who's the biggest problem.
And Martha. Let's not forget Martha.
That doesn't bother me as much as the casting of Luthor, but that's me.
I don't agree about the Martha thing, but let's not get into that.
Yeah, it's a different discussion.
Right. Henry, you're up next.
Ooh, I wonder what he's gonna say.
So, since I'm not allowed to pick a comic book movie based on Paul's criteria.
I just don't want the whole goddamn list to be Star Wars.
I got one. All right, so Paul mentioned the greatest trailer of all time earlier, and this movie is from the same franchise, and it looked to be on par, and it looked to be a direct sequel of this movie, even though it's down the line, and it ended up being a direct sequel of a different movie in that franchise, and it is dog poop. I'm talking about Alien Covenant. I was expecting a direct sequel of Alien, and instead I got a direct sequel of Prometheus. And
there's one called Aliens. I don't know if you've seen it. It's a direct sequel to Alien.
No, that is a first movie, a first action movie. I'm talking about a direct sequel as far as horror. So we were expecting a direct horror movie, just like Alien, and we didn't get that. We got some 2 guys blowing on recorders, and it was definitely weird, creepy. You got they go onto a strange planet without helmets, like they're just a bunch of jackasses. So yeah, Alien Covenant is terrible, and the trailer looked amazing. That shower scene with the alien, crab claw going up through the drain looked really cool, and I thought it was going to be real bloody and dark, and it ended up just being Prometheus 2.
Okay, I'm gonna go to me first, and well, first of all, I'm not even gonna bother going to Ryan because I know he hasn't seen it. Second of all,
boom, roasted.
Yes, I have seen this movie as well as the trailer, so I can comment on this.
Have you finally seen all the aliens?
No,
it's a sci-fi franchise. Of course, he's seen it.
No, but I have seen Prometheus, Alien Covenant, and the original Alien.
Yeah, exactly. That's why I thought he hadn't seen it. But okay, I guess I'll go to you next then. Sorry. But first of all, as far as Alien Covenant, I like the movie. I don't think it's terrible. I do.
Oh my god.
I think it's one part Alien prequel, one part Prometheus, one part Prometheus 2. I really hate Prometheus 2 parts, but I kind of like the Alien prequel parts. And plus, any movie where I get Fassbender on Fassbender action is okay with me. So yeah, I'm gonna give this one a no. Plus, there's an added factor of
Fassbender action, but not what we got.
But I do think there's another movie in the same vein that could easily take this place. So I'm saying no to this.
Boy, don't even
just
think about
go
it.
to Ryan for a movie that he's seen, I guess. Ryan.
You people. Yes, I've seen this movie. I've seen all the trailers for this movie. I went opening weekend to see Alien Covenant because I thought it was going to be.
Sorry.
Yeah, I know. Thank you. Yes, I thought it was going to be really good sequel to Prometheus because I'm one of the few who actually enjoyed Prometheus for what it was.
I'm sorry.
Yes.
What does that even mean?
It's okay to be sorry, Henry. It's okay. Yeah, with Alien Covenant, it just didn't work. It was all over the place. There were so many parts and decisions that characters made that were so dumb, stupid, pathetic. And then the ending leaving it open. The ending leaving it open for another sequel was dumb too. So yeah, Alien Covenant is a heck yes. I would add it to the list. What a huge disappointment Alien Covenant was.
Quick question: Have you seen Aliens though? Like Aliens?
No, I have not. Not yet. Not yet.
Oh God, this is why
Anybody watching live, if you want to jump on, we need a fifth.
Jeff, we're going to you next.
Oh my God, I can't anymore with this conversation.
That's what I'm here for, guys.
Oh man, Alien Covenant.
You wanted this.
Yeah, Alien Covenant. What the trailer did really well at was selling you on the fact that it was bringing you back to what Alien was good at, and that was like the horror element, the survival horror elements of the franchise, and that was all the trailer sold you on. They didn't show you the Prometheus parts, which was half of the movie as well, and that was, I think, a wise choice in some ways because Prometheus is very divisive of a movie. I liked it at first, don't like it as much now. But Alien Covenant, though, was a okay movie. I didn't love it. I didn't hate it like most people, but forgot it, really. But the trailer didn't really sell me on it 100%. I was just kind of like, I'll see it just because it's Alien. But for me, not my top 7.
Fair enough.
All right, and Paul. So Paul, you are the deciding vote. Alien Covenant, does it make top 7?
Oh, Alien Covenant. You know, you say you want to see Fassbender on Fassbender action. I want to see more Fassbender shooting hoops like he was in Prometheus, but that's besides the point. I see in the chat, Lucas says this movie is execrable garbage. That's debatable. I actually don't think this movie is that bad. I just don't think it's a good Alien movie, which is a really stupid argument. I think that a lot of people use. I think this is a fine slasher movie. It shouldn't. I wish that Ridley Scott would have just stopped making Alien movies because he's already demystified the alien and the xenomorph, and that stuff is not interesting or mysterious anymore. But I think that as a movie, this movie is fine. I think that's what the trailer was selling you on. It was showing you a lot of violent scares and people getting murdered left and right, and that's primarily what the movie was. There were certainly elements we're talking about, like Fassbender with the sort of Prometheus plot lines being continued, but I don't think this movie was that bad. I think the trailer kind of if whatever you took from the trailer, I think is kind of what you get from the movie. If you like these elements that they're playing up, then it's fine. If not, then you won't enjoy the movie. And I just don't think the trailer is great, and I don't think the movie itself is awful. So.
Fair enough.
All right, so Alien Covenant does not make top 7. We go back to Jeff to finish off this cycle. Jeff, your next bid.
Much like how I mentioned with the the one trailer we talked about, Age of Ultron, how it had like all the elements you needed. This was another trailer that had a lot of the elements that really works in making an effective trailer. That's showing off impressive visuals, having a dark, an ominous song that sets the tone, I'll say, and more specifically, a 9 Inch Nails song, which works really, really well. This was a movie that the last entry was just, it left such a sour taste in everybody's mouth that seeing this, you were like, oh, this is what we've been expecting and wanted to go forward with. And it was just a complete and utter letdown. And it was just pure garbage. Terminator Salvation. Oh my God. Yes, I'll say let out your groans, everybody. This was something I was legit excited for because we were finally going to see something going past Judgment Day. We were finally going to see Judgment Day fully realized and actually see the War of the Resistance. And the visuals were so impressive, and it gave you something that was like, wow, this is something I'm really, really looking forward to. And what we got was the most generic, middle of the road and boring piece of garbage I've ever seen in sci-fi. And this was truly the downward spiral for the Terminator franchise. It should have stopped here. Jenny Smith doesn't even exist in this franchise, but Salvation, even Christian Bale couldn't save this movie. It was just bad on all fronts.
Okay, so I'm going to go to, actually, I'm going to go to Paul first. Terminator Terminator Salvation is
you really hate Genesis. Jeez.
I genuinely hate Genesis.
I know.
So
that
doesn't exist.
Slip right there. You just want to talk about it, even though you don't want it.
I think for me, I don't know. My attachment to Terminator as a franchise is I don't think as strong as most people. I think, especially on this panel, it's never been something that I've loved. I mean, they're very well made movies. It's just not something that's like core to my film fandom. And this movie is pretty inoffensive to me. It's not good, but also like in the trailer, you know, it's there. Sam Worthington. That should have tipped you off. Hey, maybe this movie's not going to be great.
He just doesn't have it though.
I mean, granted, the best thing to come from this movie was not even the movie itself, and it's Christian Bale yelling at the DP. It's giving us a great soundbite, but yeah, I don't know. This trailer,
all right, get off my set.
This trailer didn't really impress me, so I just don't think this is a great trailer by any means, and the movie itself is like bad, but I don't know. Jeff, you called it middle of the road. I don't know how it can be the worst thing ever if it's middle of the road. It's fine.
It's so generic that it sucks even so bad. It's so generic that it sucks.
Whatever. I don't know. There's like 2 worse Terminator movies, so I don't know. Not for me.
Jenny Smith doesn't exist. That just doesn't exist.
Terminator Jen shit. Okay, whatever. Either way, going to me next. And yeah, okay, look, he said this is where his Terminator franchise started to spiral. I disagree. I really think it started to spiral at 3 because 3 is really not good. But as far as this one, yeah, I'm gonna give this one a yes because there are 2 different Terminator trailers that I would have put on the list. This was one of them. Yeah, I do think this is. I did think Terminator Salvation did have a very good trailer for what was a very what the hell was that movie? So yeah, I'm gonna give it a yes. Gonna go to Henry next. Henry.
So it's weird. You got a PG-13 movie for an R-rated franchise. You got Christian Bale, who's a huge star. You got, Salvation. You got, apocalyptic setting. And it's just, I don't know. There's something about the trailer just didn't pull me in personally that I was just like, I'm cool with just having the first 2. So I'm going to say no just because after 2, the franchise dies, and it's just like whatever at that point. You can't be let down too much if you've already down. So if you fall off a 2-step step, it doesn't hurt as much fun than falling off a 100-foot step. So I'll say no because it's whatever. You were already brought down to reality that it's not a perfect franchise.
Rise of the Machines is way worse than Salvation also.
Which is ironic because it didn't rise to the expectations.
Yes. Even though that movie's certified fresh, it is worse.
Certified garbage.
Everything after 2 sucks. Let's just say that right now. Ryan, you're the deciding vote. Terminator Salvation doesn't make top 7.
And we know you haven't seen it, so just pretend.
Is this gonna continue until the day I die with you guys? Gee whiz!
Every episode you're on with me. We've only been on
until you see things. It just might.
Gee whiz. Anywho, yes, I've seen the movie. Yes, I've seen the trailers. Once again, audience, I can back this up with my opinions. Yeah, trailer looked good. I wanted to see what happened after the events of the trilogy, like what happens when the world ends and the Resistance has to kick the machine's backside. And it just, despite the casting of a very beautiful woman by the name of Moon Bloodgood, which, by the way, is a cool name for you, Moon. I like that.
And it's on Yelchin, too.
Yeah. Yeah, I guess. Yeah, they couldn't save the movie, and the rant that Christian Bale went on was much more entertaining than this movie. So for me personally, this movie is when the Terminator franchise went downhill. So I'll say yes for Terminator Salvation, and yes.
Did you say anything about the trailer?
Yeah, I thought the trailer. Oh, yeah, sorry. The trailer was good, but the movie was garbage. So I would say yes, it would be added to the list.
All right.
That's all I
wanted. Good for you. Terminator Salvation makes the top 7.
Yes, we can move on with our lives.
Let's begin. All right. So, gentlemen, we have 3 more spots left on the list, and we are back to me. So many ones I kind of want to pitch. Well, in opposition to the concordance as put forth by Paul of no comic book movies, I'm going to pitch another comic movie that the trailers, look, you can pick any of these trailers. They're all marginally, well, not marginally, they're all substantially better than the actual movie. Exponentially. Thank you, Paul. Exponentially is right, and that is Suicide Squad. any one of those trailers was better than what we got. Whether it's the Comic-Con trailer, the Bohemian Rhapsody, the Ballroom Blitz, all those trailers are great, and the movie is absolutely just dreadful. It's awful. It managed to be the worst DC movie in a year Batman v Superman came out. I didn't think it was fucking possible. So yeah, the Suicide Squad trailer, any of them, and like Suicide Squad, the trailers in general, just make top 7. So that's what I'm pitching. I'm gonna go to Ryan first. Ryan.
Oh boy, here comes the hate mail.
Suicide Squad is my favorite movie of the decade.
No, it is not my favorite movie of the decade. Not even
it's of all time.
No, it is not all time. But look, does the movie have a lot of issues? Yes,
oh boy.
It does.
Oh boy.
Yes, it does have a lot of issues. But despite all that, I still find it enjoyable. Call it a guilty pleasure if you must. I like the trailers. I like the movie when it came out in theaters. I like the extended cut when I got it on Blu-ray a couple months later. Despite the not much additivity or whatever, the added scenes don't really add much of anything to that movie, despite it being the extended cut. But I'm not the biggest hater on it, so I would say no, because I actually liked both trailers and movies for said Suicide Squad.
Wait,
so for me,
Chance, Luca mentioned
for me,
something. Can you pick a trailer, like a specific one, for us to talk about? Because they're not the same.
Can I pick one?
Because they have different styles.
Oh, so yeah, totally, they're all over the place.
Okay, if I'll pick the best one. I'll pick the best one. I'll say the first one, the Comic-Con one. I Started a Joke. That trailer.
Oh, okay. I know which one you're talking about. Yeah, like I said, I like that, and I like the movie. So for me, it would be a no.
I'm glad you picked that one, because that swayed my decision.
All right, so Henry. Okay, well, that's your decision, Henry. What would you say?
So originally, I was gonna say no, because we actually got what we expected with the majority of the trailer. Since you didn't pick a specific one, we got action, we got music videos. Like it's arguably what we were promised. We didn't expect it to literally be a 2-hour trailer, but that was what we were promised. So I mean, it did its job. But picking that trailer, there was so many scenes of the Joker that were cut out. He didn't end up being the main villain, and that's based on that trailer. That's what we expected, and that's not what we got. So I'm gonna go yes based on that first trailer, because that is a completely different movie, and that's after all the cuts and the studio interference and all that stuff. So it is. I think it's a terrible movie, but it is one that I could probably watch more than most good movies. Not most, but some good movies where they're boring or whatever. This is actually a watchable movie. Have it in the background, actually have some fun with it. But it is still a terrible movie, and based on that trailer, we were expecting an epic, badass, even though I hate the movie, a Winter Soldier type where it was actually going to change the game and genre and style, and it ended up just being specifically a trailer. So yeah, I'm gonna go yes. It does. It is. It is gonna make the list, because that first trailer, showed us or what we thought was going to be an amazing movie, and ended up being a terrible movie that it can or cannot be fun depending on what brain switch you turn off.
All right. So that's one vote for Suicide Squad to make top 7. I'm going to go to Paul next. Paul, Suicide Squad, does it make top 7?
This is tough. This complicates my decision. If you would have picked any other trailers, I would have said no, because I actually don't really like the other trailers. I'm so sick of these covers of classic songs with the very slow and operatic versions of the songs. But yeah, that first trailer, it kind of got me. I will say one thing. I was very leery going in, because I noticed, something, David Ayer's directing this movie, and there's a woman who's like a main character. David Ayer, not great at writing or directing women at all. So that really had me worried. I think it's tough, because I think this movie is absolutely awful. And I don't think the trailer is great. But I think that the movie might be bad enough for me to put this on the list, simply because of the disparity between the trailer and the movie. So I think, as much as I would like to avoid or the whole franchise thing's taking up this list, I would say yes for Suicide Squad.
All right, so that sealed it. Suicide Squad gets the next spot on our top 7. Jeff, what would you have said?
This would have been a definite yes for me. Yeah, that first trailer, when that dropped, it was like you never saw anything like this before. I mean, at one point, I was more hyped for this movie than I was for Batman v Superman. It was something we haven't seen before. It was something different, and I loved the tone of it, that whole dark tone, and just it set really well for it. But I will give credit to the Bohemian Rhapsody one. Whenever you can get something to sync up with the music. Like they had like the gun loads and like cocking the guns and everything to sync up with the music. That's always a really nice trick to do. But yeah, the movie itself, man, what a letdown this was. And it just so tonally all over the place, and just much like the 90s, like I said before, it's a tonal hodgepodge and just all over the place. But yeah, I love this trailer. It's so good for a terrible movie. So
I will say one thing too. You know, the trailer introduced us to these characters, and then the movie did it again 4 more fucking times. So I really appreciate that.
This is Katana. She's got my back.
This is Slipknot. All right, he can climb anything.
So this is Slipknot. The Slipknot.
Slipknot is so good, it'll blow your mind.
That's what you did there.
We're going to Paul. Paul, your next bid.
Okay. So yeah, we've had a run of, pretty decent trailers for movies that are absolutely atrocious. I'm gonna try my hand at a really great trailer for a movie that I don't necessarily hate, but I don't think is very good either, and that's going to be 2012's Cloud Atlas. If I'm talking specifically about the extended trailer, it's about 5 minutes long, which is really long for a trailer, but it is beautiful. I've watched that trailer itself like multiple times since the movie came out. I think the movie is really bad. Jim Sturgis with like an incredibly offensive yellow face in that movie is really very cringy. Tom Hanks is not good. Tom Hanks is not very good in this movie, which it's kind of hard to do. And I think while like visually this movie is stunning, the content is so empty. It's like eating a cupcake. It's not good. And the trailer is absolutely beautiful. If you guys have not seen the trailer, it is fantastic. It's basically what the movie should have been. So yeah, Cloud Atlas is my pick.
Okay, well, first of all, newsflash: Paul Oyama's anti-cupcake. And second of all, I'm going to go to Jeff first because your vote didn't count last time. Jeff, your thoughts on cupcakes and your thoughts on the Cloud Atlas trailer.
I love cupcakes, Paul. I don't know why you hate them so much. Maybe it's a Hawaiian thing. I don't know, but Cloud Atlas. Yeah, I actually read the book before seeing the movie. I was like, I'm gonna be one of those guys. I read the book, so it's not exactly setting up with the movie there. So it's just kind of off the place. But yeah, the book itself is really good. It is really hard to adapt something like that because it goes into like 6 different stories, and hearing that they were gonna make this into a film, it's like I don't know about this one. But yeah, that first trailer, I was like, wow, this is stunning, and this is exactly what you expected from the book to be brought to life. And yeah, the movie just made at the end you just kind of looked and went, huh. I'd go with a yes on this one, actually, just because when you take something that seems unadaptable and can at least give you a teaser of what it could look like, I think it succeeds in that way. So I'd give it a yeah.
All right, and cupcakes and the Cloud Atlas trailer.
Who?
Henry.
Oh, me. Yeah, so this trailer just didn't pull me in. The movie is just it's another one of those where it's like meh trailer, meh movie.
Wait, have you seen the extended trailer, like the 5 minute long one?
No. Why would anybody watch a 5 minute long trailer?
That's the one I'm talking about.
Well, I'm basing on other trailers, so we're just going with that. Don't ask questions. Don't ask questions to what you don't want to hear, because unlike Ryan, I'm a good liar. So anyway. It's one of those where it's a man trailer and a man movie, so I'm gonna go no.
How is it? Never mind.
I haven't seen either. All right, you want to ask questions? That's what you fucking do. I haven't seen either.
There we go.
Cupcakes before we continue.
I tried to lie and you ruined it.
Ryan, we're going to you next.
This is too much. Yeah. Well, Chance, did you vote yet, though?
I have not voted yet.
Okay, well, I'm going to abstain and let you vote.
You haven't seen either, have you?
No.
If he says anything, Paul's just going to harass him. So, yeah, just abstain.
I mean, I nominated trailer.
I
haven't
seen either or, point blank. I haven't seen either or. Plus, Cloud Atlas looked boring to me, and I didn't want to see the movie anyway. So.
All right, fine. So, going to me next, and... Whew. All right, this is a tricky one because I almost have to say no just because I do have others that I do want to nominate. I still don't think it's the Wachowskis' worst, like not by a mile, but I still don't think it's very good. I do think that trailer. I do remember that trailer really like bring me in because I knew nothing about the property. I knew nothing about the book. I'm that guy. Didn't read it, and I did think it looked really interesting.
Who would?
And when I saw the movie, it was just what was going on. I wanted to count the times I actually looked around. Like,
it elaborates easily.
I didn't understand the trailer at all.
All right, so yeah, I'm giving Cloud Atlas a yes. So Cloud Atlas makes top 7.
Yes. There you go.
All right, and I believe we go to Ryan. Back to Ryan. Ryan, your next bid.
Next bid. Okay, I'm just making a note here.
He's going down the MCU list. He's like, which one do I pick?
Yeah, which MCU film am I going to pick next to annoy Henry and everyone else? No, I'm gonna
Place your bets, chat.
Yeah, I'm gonna go with a film that. Let's see here. Let's go with a more recent film rather than a franchise film because this one's in like a not really a franchise but like pseudo franchise if you want to call it. I don't know. It's a movie came out 2 minutes ago. Trailer looked really good. You have our boy John Boyega in there for good measure. It just didn't work. Even the new girl coming in was fine, but the movie was just really, really bad. The plot line of this movie was just terrible.
Oh, that's not where I thought you were going with John Boyega.
Yeah, trailer's trash.
The plot. No, I mean the first trailer anyway. I'm talking about the first trailer. I'm talking about the very first trailer for this movie. I thought it was really good, but then the movie was like just not what I was hoping for, and the twist that comes in like the first third of the movie made it a whole lot worse, and it didn't help matters either, and it was just all over the place and bad. So I'm gonna go with Pacific Rim Uprising on this one.
You're just gonna spoil the movie too.
Yeah, thanks. You're welcome. Don't waste your time seeing this movie, folks.
Thanks, and then you're welcome.
The movie is garbage. One of the worst of the year so far.
Out of the 3 that he's seen, it's like his second least favorite.
Roasted.
I've seen 9 movies so far this year. That's more than 2. Give me a break.
Yes, it is a fact that 9 is actually more than 2. So
is that what they teach you at Arizona? Chance?
That is
Chance the calculator, Ellison.
Also very thoroughly curious in heavy drinking. So here we go. Pacific Rim Uprising is on the table, and I actually I don't know why Henry's calling it trash. I thought the trailer, with the Tupac, I think it was Untouchable, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah, Untouchable. I thought that trailer was awesome. I was sitting there. I was there. I was pumping my fists. I was hyped, like war ready. I don't know what Henry's putting up now. He's putting up the hockey game. But as far as the trailer, I'm actually going to lean towards yes on this one. By the fact that I do actually like the movie. I thought it was fun. We got some cool monster fights.
How can you like this movie? It's garbage.
Wait, how can you like the movie?
You like BVS, right? I don't want to hear your lip from you, okay? Second of all, look, I like John Boyega. I like me some good robots fighting. I like some good monsters fighting. Yes, I do hate the plot line with the kids, and I do hate the the big like.
It didn't help matters.
Also, Ryan apparently spoiled the movie for Jonathan in the chat. So
yeah, sorry, man. Sorry, I spoiled the movie. But don't waste your money on it.
See, I'll give it a matinee. I'll give it a matinee.
No.
Oh my god!
Don't waste your money.
Full price.
No.
Full price.
Do not.
All right. Either way, I'm going to give it a yes. So, Henry, let's say you.
That trailer is dog poop. So even if the movie is one of the worst ever, it's not. What did I say? You're falling from a one-step. It doesn't matter. That trailer is terrible. The only thing that I was redeeming about that is John Boyega's impersonation of Idris Elba. Other than that, it's terrible. The song, the tone is
actually
bad.
British, right?
No.
All right, so Henry goes in a no. Gonna go to Jeff next. Jeff.
Man, talk about like trailers by the numbers right now. Like this was beat for beat exactly what you would have expected from a movie like this. Big giant robots, big giant monsters, seeing shit get blown up, buildings getting destroyed. It did absolutely nothing for me. I didn't hate the first Pacific Rim, so I was like, okay, let's see what the second one's about. And even
Better not Del Toro.
I was gonna say I like the first one. It is for it is. But I like it. But the second one, I was like, yeah, I'm still not quite sold on this yet. And even the trailer, I was like, no, it doesn't seem to do anything for me. So I'd go with a no on this one.
All right, and Paul, you are the deciding vote right now.
Just say
Pacific Rim
yes.
Uprising. Does it make sense?
Say yes.
At the edge of our hope, at the end of our time, this trailer is some bullshit. Some old bullshit. This trailer is not good. It is the most basic basic ass trailer. This is like, it's like, hey, you want to check out episode 7 of like Power Rangers? This is what this trailer is. It's totally empty. You don't know what the hell is going on. And because the trailer was bad, I pulled a Ryan. I haven't seen the movie, even though I really liked the first Pacific Rim. I refuse to see this. I own Movie Pass, and I didn't go to see this movie. I decided that I would. What was it when this movie came out in March?
March 13th.
Yeah, I watched Annihilation for a third time instead of watching this goddamn movie, and I am so glad that I did. Ooh. This is an absolute no. This trailer is not good. Good
choice on Annihilation, though. Great movie.
Okay, so first of all, I have to say that having not seen something is now called pulling Orion. That's a thing now. And we are now going to Henry. Next, Henry.
Just say it, Henry. Just say it.
The Godfather.
I know, right?
Just say it, man.
So there's, I got 2 movies I want to talk about. Three technically I want to talk about.
Okay.
One I hate that people love.
Ooh, I kind of want that one.
One it's just so boring that it ruins the idea of the character. And another that it's literally 50-50. Unless you're looking at the critic score, then it's like 92%. But if you're looking at the fan score, it's like 50-50.
I know what you're
based on the trailer, it had the possibility of one-upping one of the best movies in the history, based on if you ask a lot of people, and it didn't. Even if you like the movie, it didn't one-up. It didn't even come close to the other one. So, all right, I'm gonna say it: The Last Jedi. That trailer is just it.
Which one?
I'm going to go with...
Specifically.
Yeah, I'm going to go with... I can't remember exactly.
TV spot number 17?
No.
Yeah, exactly.
No.
The one that starts with when he's looking out the long window.
The first official trailer, not the
that
teaser.
one.
Is that the first one?
Okay.
The first official full trailer. That one. Because it just makes everything look like, without spoiling the movie, it makes everything look like it's going to be the exact opposite of what happens, or what, it's, I don't know, without talking about too much. It's just not what we got in the movie. And I love the movie, but the trailer made it look like it was going to be one of the greatest movies of all time, and it's not, objectively speaking. So I'm going Last Jedi.
So I guess that's a...
I'm going to go to you. I'm going to go to me first.
Oh, boy.
New Star Wars potentially on the list, but this one's based on the trailer. Phantom Menace is based on the product.
Wait, so is this the one you're talking about that you everyone loves but you hate?
No, the other one's Watchmen. Fuck Watchmen.
Yeah, well, I'm not sure everyone knows Watchmen. Either way. But
yeah,
Watchmen's
not very good.
Trailer is, we get into that weird zone that Drive was in. We're like, yeah, we didn't get what the trailer told us we were going to get, but I don't think that makes it bad. And I fucking love Last Jedi. It's actually...
I love it too.
I thought it'd be better than Force Awakens. Yeah.
Oh,
wow. High bar to clear. Oh,
hey, relax. Force Awakens, great.
Yeah, it is.
Force Awakens. So yes, as far as the criteria goes, I think that's a great trailer for a great movie. So yeah, I say no. I'm gonna go to Paul next. Paul.
Wait, did you really expect The Last Jedi to be one of the best movies ever made?
On that trailer, yeah, seriously.
I thought it would be. I thought it would be.
Anyway, okay. I can't say that I'm as enamored with it. I think it's a good trailer. I don't think it's a great trailer. And I think the movie is is really good, actually. So I just don't think it really fits this criteria at all. I kind of am glad that they
don't think of your personal opinion on these votes. Think of like the wide audience, because that's.
Well, I also understand that, but I'm saying I also kind of appreciate when you don't tell someone what exactly the movie's going to be, because I think that's kind of boring when you go into a movie and you know what it's going to be. That's
why I'm talking about the trailer versus the movie, because the movie it was perfect, but based on the trailer, you expected something totally different, and it didn't deliver. That's all. That's why I'm bringing it on the table.
Well, I'm saying I didn't expect something different. Nobody that I know really was telling me that this was going to be that great, and so I mean, it's a good trailer. Star Wars makes good trailers, and it's a good movie. So I would say no.
All right, I'm gonna go to. I want to make it more interesting. So I'm gonna go to Ryan next. Ryan.
All right. I've seen this movie 3 times. I've seen the trailers a couple times. The trailer you're speaking of, though, is this the one where I'm just for my own clarification here? Is this the one where you see Rey doing her thing and she's like going deeper and deeper, and Luke's like, "Rey, get out of there," or whatever? Is that the trailer you're thinking of?
When she's raising the rocks.
She's on the rocks in the beginning. The very beginning of the trailer is like her with the rocks. The first ever anything we saw from the movie.
The one where it opens with Kylo Ren looking out the window, and then you see Leia with the half face covered and all that stuff. Like,
okay. All right, I haven't seen that trailer in a while, so I needed just a little bit more like detail of it. But thank you for reminding me. Yeah. Okay. All right. Because of this trailer, I thought it was good. The movie was nowhere near as good as my masterpiece, Notice Force Awakens. But if I'm going to throw something on this list. Gosh, this is hard because there's a few other trailers on this list that I think should be on this one. This is a tough one. Oh, man. Yeah, I'm going to say yes. I'm going to say yes because of how disappointed I was with Last Jedi overall. And the trailer was good. It promised me one thing, and we ended up with something a little bit different than what I thought we were going to get in the movie. And there were some things the risks that this film took. I thought some of them worked. I thought some of them didn't. So to that aspect, I'm going to say yes for The Last Jedi.
That means, Jeff, you are the deciding vote. Last Jedi make top 7.
Man, we're talking about The Last Jedi, and I'm almost out of beer right now. God damn, guys.
Get another one.
Oh, man. Yeah, that trailer in particular, the fact that we actually got to see some actual substantial footage for it rather than just a teaser, it did get me excited for it, and it was a good trailer. The final product, it's not as bad as everybody says it is. I think it's decent. It's not the best Star Wars movie. I think it's a little bit behind Force Awakens, but again, I'm almost out of beer to go into more discussion about this movie. But for the sake of argument, I'm going to go with yes for this trailer, just because people had such high expectations for this movie, and they were really, really let down by it. And I think they took it a little too personally with this one. So I'm going to go with a yes, simply based on audience reaction.
Okay. That's the approach I was going for. Thank you.
All right, I believe our Star Wars counter is at 2.
I guess so. But that closed the list. That's it. We have our top 7.
Oh, God.
Before we continue, we have our little honorable mentions period. So I'm going to start the Alien movie that should have made the list with Prometheus, which that's a great trailer for a movie that absolutely sucks. I hate that film.
I thought it was okay.
Godzilla 98.
Hard disagree.
Godzilla 98. The
Roland Emmerich.
Oh man, talk about marketing campaign that worked.
That trailer that movie is fucking terrible.
Yeah, the movie's garbage, but man, that worked.
While on the subject of Roland Emmerich, Tron Legacy. 10,000 BC. 10,000 BC is another one.
I was gonna say, don't bring Tron Legacy into this.
Tron Legacy also. I mean, that's a great trailer.
Definitely Tron Legacy. Also.
Dude, I really like Tron Legacy.
You love CGI Jeff Bridges.
Whatever, Russ. Whatever. I like the movie. Give me a break.
Anything else? I also had Watchmen on my list. That's for you, Henry.
Watchmen's a good one. Watchmen's a good point. That's a good point.
That's the reason I hate the movie so much, is because I was based on word of mouth and based on the trailer. I thought it was going to be amazing, and it's poop.
Yeah, the trailer was amazing, but the movie not so much.
Also,
disagree.
I have Man of Steel on mine.
How dare you?
Garbage.
How dare you?
I like the movie, but the trailer is way better.
I will defend Man of Steel to my dying breath.
Another movie I like, but I know it's not good, but do have a really great trailer. Pirates of the Caribbean at World's End. Pirates Apologist. The trailer's great. The trailer's great. The movie, I can admit, it's not.
Movie's
and
garbage.
Finally, a movie that I cannot stand, but I do like the trailer, Titanic. So yeah, that's all. That's all on my list.
Did you say Titanic?
I did say Titanic. Yes.
Dude, I love that movie. How dare you?
I still haven't seen it.
The movie.
Let's not go back to the other things you love, Ryan. Let's just leave it.
Dude, Titanic.
Ryan, any honorable mentions you want to throw out?
Yeah, I'll try to run through a few. Max Payne, Wrath of the Titans, Transformers: Age of Extinction, Jurassic World, Insidious 3, Star Wars: Attack of the Clones, Terminator Genesis,
Jenny Smith.
Hulk, the 2003 Ang Lee version.
Whoa,
Tomorrow,
don't slander Ang Lee like that.
well, I have to. Tomorrowland, Kingsman Part 2, the Golden Circle.
Yeah.
And the greatest, worst comic book movie ever made. It's a terrible movie all around, and the marketing was way overbearing. Amazing Spider-Man 2.
Suicide Squad.
No, I'm talking about Amazing Spider-Man 2, Henry. Get with it.
You actually picked some decent honorable mentions. You just didn't talk about them earlier.
Yeah, thank you. I appreciate that, Henry.
Nomination period. Paul, anything else you want to throw out?
My next nomination probably would have been 9, the animated movie about the Ragdolls. That's a great trailer for a movie that was like, yeah.
The movie's not bad.
It's fine. It exists. Whatever. The trailer is fantastic.
Good Cody Cambria song
The
came out.
trailer is great, and the movie is good. Where the Wild Things Are, I really like. The movie is enjoyable, but the trailer, I think, is one of the better trailers of the 2000s. And Battlefield Los Angeles, I cannot believe no one said that. That
was actually my next one.
That movie is dog shit. Battleship had a pretty good trailer, and the movie was pretty bad. I think that's pretty much it.
I think we all assumed that the next person was going to say Battlefield Los Angeles, and it ended up no one saying.
No one said it.
I actually like that movie.
Yeah, the only one that I said we pretty much covered like everything I had. The only other one I had was Spider-Man 3. I was like, so yeah, the movie is hot garbage.
Oh wait.
Yeah,
Sorry, real quick. I was also gonna say The Circle, which is my least favorite movie of 2016, and the trailer is actually pretty good.
Yes, it was.
That's where I thought you were going with John Boyega, but it's fine.
I would have brought that up. I thought about that earlier.
And Henry, anything else to talk about before we continue?
This one's gonna be controversial. It's just along the same vein of it was just not what I expected. But War for the Planet of the Apes, it just was a war movie, and
love that movie.
It's a great movie. That's why I didn't talk about it. But it's one that I was considering because the trailer is just misleading. Watchmen, I talked about that. That movie's dog poop. Dogs in the background, believe me. And then It Comes at Night. Everyone was expecting a horror movie. I love the movie, but it just it wasn't what people expected. And then 2004's Thomas Jane's The Punisher. That trailer looked pretty cool, but the movie is just really boring.
I like that movie for what it is.
But the movie, anything not Punisher. Frank Castle and all the supporting characters is boring, and anything not Punisher, and the action's dated. So yeah, it's just the trailer looked really cool, but it's an overall boring movie.
If you look at the movie solely as an action movie and not as a Marvel movie, it works better.
Yeah, it does. Yeah, it does.
And then we got Luca in the chat screaming for Jason Takes Manhattan, which also is a good trailer for a dog shit movie.
Oh, that's a good one. Good one, Luca.
Yeah, no, I agree. Yet somehow still not the worst of Friday the 13th movies. You still have Jason Goes to Hell and Jason X.
I would actually put Freddy versus Jason, just how excited people were for that.
Yeah, no, that's a fair one too. Okay, so here we go. Our top 7 as it stands. We have Star Wars Episode 1, The Phantom Menace, Pearl Harbor, The Last Airbender, Terminator Salvation, Suicide Squad, Cloud Atlas, and Star Wars: The Last Jedi. Okay,
it happened, folks. It happened.
So here's what happens, man. We now have to cut. We now have to cut 2 of these 7 so we can get a top 5. I'm gonna go first. Last Jedi needs to get the hell out of here. Okay, no, this shouldn't have made lists to begin with. It should not. There's no way in hell it should move on top 5. Henry.
Yeah,
I hate you.
I'm cool with it going.
Okay, good. We're on the same page.
I just wanted to bring it up because of some people hate it. Just no one on this panel, except for Ryan.
You're the one that set it in stone. Does stay or does it go?
Oh, we asking me now?
Jeff.
Sorry.
Me. Oh, sorry, you cut out there.
All right.
Yeah, I'm fine with this one going out of top 5.
Okay.
No,
that's it. That settles it. Last Jedi rightfully is off of this list. Paul, what would you have said?
You're goddamn right. Why is this even on the list? Move on.
Goddamn right. We could have used that spot on Prometheus. And Ryan.
We could have used that spot for a lot of things. Battle Los Angeles. Just think about that. That was not on the list, and Last Jedi was.
Ryan, what would you have said about Last Jedi?
I would have been okay with removing it from the list because I'm not on the haters train like a lot of the fans are. I just didn't like it as much as Force Awakens.
All right. Well, Ryan, I'm gonna let you get the next cut. What do you want to take off top 7?
Okay. No pressure, right? What do I want cut from this list that shouldn't be on here? I'm gonna go with. Oh boy.
Wait, did American Sniper make the list?
Huh?
No, just missed it.
Oh,
No, it did not. It did not make the list.
It's a shame.
Let's. All right, this trailer was out of sight, out of mind, so let's throw it out of here. I'm going to go with Tom Hanks's masterpiece, Cloud Atlas.
All right. So, Paul, you put it on here. Does it stay or does it go?
This is I don't know. I like this to spice up the list. This is a great trailer for a movie, so it stays for me.
Oh God.
All right, and I'm gonna go to. I'm gonna be last actually. Jeff, you're next.
Yeah, good trailer. Not top 5 material, I don't think though. But I'm gonna go with no.
And Henry.
Yeah, I'm cool with cutting it because it doesn't need to stay. It's whatever. It was
Right,
between this
doesn't
or Salvation, so I was cool with either one that got nominated. So.
Well, it doesn't matter. Doesn't matter what I think. So, but Cloud Atlas is cut, and we have our top 5. So, top 5. Reminder: Star Wars Episode 1: The Phantom Menace, Pearl Harbor, The Last Airbender, Terminator: Salvation, and Suicide Squad. So, here's what we do now. Now we have the rankings portion of the show. A spot on the list is going to be up for voting, and we are each going to vote on what movie we think deserves to go in that spot. We're going to go 5, 4, 3, and then the number 1. So, gentlemen, if you'll all write down what you think should go in the number 5 spot.
Okay. Number 5. Let's see. All right. It's a little bit of a tough choice, but all right. Got it.
I'm going to go to Henry first. Henry, what do you have?
So since I already showed my cards, that is between this or Cloud Atlas. Terminator Salvation. It's just meh all around. So.
All right. So that's 1 vote for Terminator Salvation. Jeff.
Just because I already mentioned it, I don't have any connection with this franchise, so Last Airbender.
Paul.
I snuck Cloud Atlas back in. I'm kidding. Terminator Salvation.
Ryan.
Jeff and I are in agreement on this one. Last Airbender.
Oh my god. That's
Ooh, so it comes down to
terrible reasoning, by the way. That's nothing to do with the trailer or the movie.
Whatever.
Now, somebody does an attachment to both these franchises. Both these trailers hurt me very much, but one hurt me a little less, and that's Terminator Salvation. Terminator Salvation gets number 5.
Okay.
All right, so now if you all write down what you should go in the number 4 spots.
Well, that shouldn't be hard. That shouldn't be hard.
What is it? It's Phantom Menace, Pearl Harbor, Last Airbender.
Last Airbender.
Is it Suicide Squad?
Suicide Squad.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Suicide Squad on there.
Okay, let me see. What okay, now I got it. Yeah. Got this one. Hopefully.
Okay, I got it. All right, I'm going to go first. I have Suicide Squad. Go to Ryan next. Ryan.
Didn't make it the first time. Let's try again. Last Airbender.
I love how you just like crossed it out. You don't erase it. Paul.
No, I don't, because I don't feel like doing that right now.
Yeah, I don't think the trailer was that good. Suicide Squad.
Jeez.
And Jeff.
God damn it, we're gonna have another split, aren't we? Last Airbender.
Yeah, Jeff and I are trying to
Which
get
means Henry has to break this tie. Henry.
He had something else.
Yeah, so I'm gonna let's
He had
go
something
with.
else.
I don't want to show my cards to tell you what I wrote down. So let's go with. I'm just going on speculation here, but because his 2 movies before that weren't great, I'm gonna go Last Airbender. Maybe there wasn't as much hype as there could have been.
Oh.
Just based on speculation,
God damn it.
just based on speculation, I'm gonna go with that.
Okay.
The Last Airbender makes number 4.
Alrighty.
Now we'll go in the number 3 spot.
Alrighty. Let's see what I can do here. Alright. Got it. Maybe it's because we're 90s kids that Jeff and I are agreeing on everything.
I'm pretty sure we're technically here all 90s kids, so.
Well, you know what I mean.
I
In
was
this
born
case,
in '93, so
That was a great year, Henry. It was a great year.
Going to Henry first this time. Henry.
Because this I think this got chosen more on hype for the movie, not based on the trailer. Phantom Menace.
All right. And Jeff.
I'm actually going to go with Suicide Squad on this one.
Paul, I'm assuming your vote didn't change.
It did not. Suicide Squad.
I was about to be like, don't you dare pull it. Don't you dare pull it, Dan.
You did that before too. I don't want to hear it.
What a story, Paul.
I didn't do that. I've never done that.
You did when I was on. I swear.
Ryan, we'll go back and check the tapes. Ryan.
Yeah, so much for Jeff and I being friends. I went with Pearl Harbor.
And I believe that settles it because I have Suicide Squad. So Suicide Squad makes number 3.
Okay, fine.
All right.
This is number 1 now, right?
Yes, number 1 movie. Is it going to be Phantom Menace or Pearl Harbor?
Oh, well, that's easy.
This happens to me almost every show. My number 1 turns into number 1 because I originally voted for it lower, but based on the 2 options, I always change it.
Hopefully we can come back.
This is tough, actually.
This is really tough.
It's really not. If you're just talking about,
I don't think it's that tough, personally.
No, based on these 2, it's not.
Yeah, based on these 2, it's not. But
all right, I'm gonna go to Henry first. Henry.
Phantom Menace. I swapped again, like I usually do every episode. My number 3 turns
every
into
episode,
number 1.
Every time you're on the show, you swap.
My 3 turns into number 1.
Jeff.
Me. Phantom Menace.
Fuck, it's over. God damn
Paul.
it. Yeah, the trailer for this is so much better. Pearl Harbor.
Yeah, the trailer is.
Ryan, what'd you have?
yeah, I had that little indie film called Episode 1: The Phantom Menace.
And I had the very similar indie film, The Phantom Menace. I mean, that is number 1 spot on the list, and the list is sealed. So, recap: our top 5 trailers that are better than the movie. Number 5, Terminator Salvation. Number 4, The Last Airbender. Number 3, Suicide Squad. Number 2, Pearl Harbor. And the number 1 trailer that's better than the movie, the Star Wars Episode 1, The Phantom Menace. Really, really solid list. Really solid list, although I'm still kind of sad Prometheus didn't make it. All right, so that is it. That is our show. Those are my panelists from Henry, Jeff, Paul, and Ryan. I'm your host, Chance Ellison. Tune in this week, this Friday, as we do the top 5 best horror movies after the year 2000, which should be a fun show. Luca Fallon's already confirmed. Michael Campbell's already confirmed. We're going to find 2 great, awesome guests to fill those other 2 spots. And we will see you next time.
Thanks for all the